I have two kinds of friends. One of my friends is John. He earns 100,000 a year. On the other hand, I know Jack as well, who earns 50,000 a year. And who do you think is wealthier? Remember, I asked here who do you think is wealthier, not who has more money, because there's a difference between those two terms. If you said that Jack is wealthier, then you were right, and let me explain why. It is true that John has more money, but what if I told you that John works 80 hours a week to get to that number of money, and on the other hand, Jack works only 20 hours a week? And let me provide you more information here. John lives in New York, and he pays for rent 5 times more than the city that Jack lives in. He is also stuck in the company that he works for, where he can't leave the city because that's where his job is located. Jack, on the other hand, can work from anywhere, anytime, and with anything. So John's income is called absolute income, but Jack's income is called relative income. So what is the difference between those two types of income? And the answer is very simple. Absolute income only considers money. And on the other hand, relative income considers money, time, and freedom. And now if we go back to John and Jack, we said that John earns 100,000 a year, which is 2 times as much as Jack earns a year. So in terms of absolute income, John is absolutely richer. But now, what if we look at the time that John spends in order to make that money? He works 80 hours a week, and this is 4 times the amount that Jack works in 1 week. And if we do some simple math, we said that John earns 100,000 a year, and let's say 1 year is 50 weeks, just for the sake of simplicity. So, by dividing 100,000 by 50, we conclude that John makes 2,000 a week. And we said that he works 80 hours a week. So, by dividing 2,000 by 80, we conclude that John makes $25 an hour. If we do the same exact calculation with Jack, we get that Jack makes $50 an hour. And now things are getting more clear. By this calculation, we see that Jack is way wealthier than John. First, he works only 1/4 the time that John works in a week, and he makes double the amount of money that John makes. So the main point here is that when defining the word rich or wealth, this book teaches you to not only consider money, but to add time and freedom to the equation, because it is essential in your life. You can never ask for more time, and when you control your time, you can control your freedom.